It's pretty cold outside. I have with me the brand new MG ZS Hybrid Plus, the 2025 model, and in this video today we will test the consumption. Outside it's crazy cold. Actually, you can see the windscreen, it's still icy, it's still ice on the windshield, and I just start the car and I wait for a few minutes to get warmer and also to defrost the windscreen, and then we will start driving. Also in this video we will drive only in eco mode, so I will switch to eco mode. So we drive on eco mode on level 2 regeneration, and yeah, I will reset the consumption when we will leave. I will try to go in the city. Also on the highway it's pretty crowded at this time because everybody go to work. It's around 9:21 and we will drive around maybe 40-50 minutes, maybe 1 hour. We go first on the highway outside, a little bit high speed. Also it's a little bit windy outside. There are kind of bad weather. I would say around 0 degrees right now. The weather is not perfect for consumption test, but I hope you can get an idea from this drive. Plus then we will go in the city, stay in traffic, so will be a perfect combination of city and highway. I know there are so many people interested in this car. From my point of view, I think it's a fantastic hybrid system. It's really interesting, and for those of you that don't know, I will leave the detail and the technical data in the description of this video to read it, but I will give you some technical data before we wait a little bit until the windows will be defrosted. It comes with a 1.5 liter petrol engine, 4 cylinders in line, 102 horsepower combined with one electric motor, 136 horsepower. The electric motor is a little bit powerful, which is really interesting because not many full hybrid car have those type of approach. It comes with a 3-speed automatic transmission, which is great. The total power 197 horsepower, 343 Newton meters. Estimated consumption, this is very important, 5.1 liter VLTP. We will see if we can beat this consumption, but usually you can beat it in perfect condition. Today it's crazy cold, windy, not so good condition, so we will see. Also the battery capacity, 1.8 kilowatt hour battery. It's a NCM lithium battery. Also the weight of the car, 1420 kilograms, top speed 168 kilometer per hour, and CO2 emission 115 grams. And the front suspension McPherson independent, rear suspension torsion bar. I guess those are the most important information about the car, guys. You can see already it start to defrosting the window a little bit. I will wait for maybe 2 minutes and then we will start driving. Yeah, as I said, eco mode. I will reset the consumption in a second. Here for the moment I have the climatic system all the way on. The car comes also with heated steering wheel, heated seats, which is super good. Also, I really like this center console, it looks great, and from here you change different driving modes. The version, by the way, I forget to tell you, this is the exclusive version. That means the top of the range version. It comes with those beautiful ecological leather. Everything inside here, it uses ecological leather, so it's not real leather. Even the steering wheel is in ecological leather, and the steering wheel has pretty good quality. I like it a lot. The windows are almost 100% defrosted. I guess we just start right now. I will put a climatic system on level 1 as always. 22 degrees will always stay like that. The heated steering wheel, I will turn it off, and also the heated seats, turn it off. I will leave the climatic system on level 1, 22 degrees. But I want to show you regeneration on medium. I will leave it like that. And here in the front you can see that the petrol engine is running right now, and it's kind of charged the battery. We have 90% battery, which is great, which is a good start. It's a plus for the consumption, so it should drive a lot in electric mode. I want to reset the consumption right now and then we will start driving. Press this button here for a while, and then that's it. Let's drive it, guys. Put it in drive. I really love the gear selector. It feels like you're driving a super expensive car like an Audi or something like that. This is pretty cool. Also the good part is that right now in this moment you can see we drive in electric mode because the car have enough battery. It's driving with the electric motor, even though you can hear the petrol engine running. The cool part with this car is that it has a lot of driving modes, so this hybrid, it's extremely complex. It's not a simple hybrid, it's a full complex hybrid. And why I say that, because this car, it's able to drive only in electric mode, it's able to drive only in petrol mode, it's able to drive combined, it's able to drive electric, but the petrol engine is running to send the energy to the electric motor, and then the electric motor power the wheels, or the petrol engine drive the car and in the same time send the energy to the battery. So it's super complex. It works in many ways, which is pretty impressive. So it's a very complex. Also, if you want to see the test drive where I talk a little bit more about the driving feeling, the technical data, and how this hybrid system work, definitely check out that video. I have a separate video on my channel. There you can find out more information about that. In this video we will just focus on driving and the consumption, and that's it. This is the energy flow. You can see the energy flow in the front. Right now the petrol engine is running and it's kind of charging the battery. But also it's good that it's running right now, because outside it's pretty icy. Even though here it says 1.5 degrees, outside there are 100% zero or minus, because I checked the weather before. Anyway, now we will head to the highway and we will try to drive. I'm not going to drive too economical, I'm just driving normal. I don't want to stretch the economy or something like that. I'm just driving normal in the speed limit with the traffic, so we can see what kind of numbers we can get. It's sunny outside today, but it's pretty cold. Sunny and cold. First length of this trip will be on the highway. First we have those kind of speeds at around 100, then we get also 120, 30, and you can see it's pretty windy. You can see the flags there in the front. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but there are two flags that are full on wind. It's pretty windy, and you know, when it's cold like 0 degrees and it's wind, it feels even colder. Plus the wind, it's a enemy of the consumption. The winter and cold, it's also enemy of the consumption. So usually the cars tend to consume to use more energy in the cold environment. So that's something to keep in mind. Plus another thing to keep in mind is that the engine, the car is relatively new. It has 2,800 kilometers. That means the petrol engine didn't have time to get used, and the consumption will be a little bit higher. So after 10,000 kilometers it tend to go lower, it tend to go down with around half liter. Now depend on other factors, because this is a hybrid, might be different, probably 0.3 or something like that. Man, I enjoy driving this car so much. It's so light, it's so easy to drive. And the fact that you have the electric motor, the car had this power, gives you the power immediately, instantaneous. Even if you are in eco mode, the car still feels pretty powerful. Right now you can see the car, it's running in a mix mode. Also the electric motor and the petrol engine, it's running. Ooh, what's happening here? Accident or what's wrong? I see the police around here. Oh my god, why accident? That's not good. You know, when it's icy on the road and people don't drive, oh my god, look at this. This, oh boy, it's, oh my god, it's kaput. It's broke. That Volkswagen Golf was broke. You know, if you don't have winter tires, guys, always use winter tires in the winter. Right now was icy on the road, a little bit of water, a little bit of ice, and the brakes are no more good, and can happen a lot of bad things. So always pay attention, always drive in the speed limit. And keep the distance in the winter, very important. Keep the distance between the car in front. Also, by the way, the car comes also with autopilot. That means the car is able to stay between the lanes, accelerate, brake, keep the distance. The price of this exclusive version, it's around 37,000. Also, I will leave the details and the technical data in the description of this video, so definitely read it there for more information. You can get more information from down there. You can see right now the car, it's accelerate, keep the distance, stay between the lanes, blind spot monitoring in the corner, great visibility around the windows because the A-pillar, it's quite straight. It's lovely. I mean, I'm so surprised in this price range. They offer a lot of good stuff, a lot of safety features and comfort features. So this new ZS, definitely, it's an interesting car. It's one of the best budget SUV that you can get these days on the market. So I think definitely deserve your attention. Now, because it's windy, I can hear a little bit of wind from outside. It's not too bad. 100 km/h. We keep it around here, and then we go on the other side of the highway and we drive a little bit faster. But the cool thing is that the ride quality, it's quite good. You hear some noise from outside. The sound insulation is not perfect, so you can hear some noise from outside. There they can also improve a little bit, but when it comes to stability, it's pretty good. It sits on the road very well. You can see 140 km/h, and now you start to hear a little bit of wind. 150. We will go out of the highway here. Now the good part is that when I release the acceleration, the car, it's regenerating the brake, the energy back into the battery right now. It's kind of braking. So that's great because I don't have to use the physical brake. So that means they will last longer. Don't have to change so often the disc brakes and also the brake calipers. Even here you can definitely activate autopilot, and you can see right now the car is doing the job for you. It's accelerate, it's braking, it's keeping the distance between you and the car in the front, and that's really convenient. Right now we have a little bit of traffic. Let's see how much energy we still have, how much battery we have. I think we have around 90%. So the car, it's keeping the battery kind of almost to 90%, because we also recuperate some energy down here on the hill, and that's why. Also, we are still in eco mode, but right now, do you see the car is driving only in electric? Now recuperate and just driving electric, and it's also using the autopilot. Look at this, and it's braking automatically. So good, so cool features, so useful, those features. If it didn't stay more than 10-20 seconds, it's just starting automatically. If you stay more than 20 seconds, you have to restart this autopilot, or press the acceleration a little bit and then it's going. Anyway, we go back on the highway around here. Also, it's so light. The steering wheel, it's light in eco mode. And the car, it feels relatively light, easy to go around the corners on the roundabout. It feels quite light. quite light, quite agile for the system that it has, battery and 2 motors and so on. Stays pretty good. You see now exactly what I told you. Down here it's a little bit of water, and if you don't pay attention, if you don't have winter tires, if you don't keep the distance, when you're braking, it's not so efficient. Your braking time will be much longer and it can happen things, so you have to pay attention always. Otherwise, I like the seats as well. You have side support, pretty good. Hold you quite tight. Going on the highway. I don't want to stretch it or push it too hard, so I'm going to drive pretty normally with the traffic. I will go with the flow, not too slow like other cars, but not too fast. I want to be somewhere in the beginning. The gear shifter, it's also pretty fine. You never feel when it's changing the gears, or everything is pretty smooth. Sometimes when you accelerate harder, you hear a little bit the petrol engine revs, but only when you push it harder. Only when you go uphill or you try to push it harder. Otherwise, it's a smooth system. Now the wind is from the front. I can hear it. You see, we have 100 and I can feel the wind from the front. And I said I will drive a little bit faster back, so we go here to try to keep a faster pace. It's around 120, 25. Ooh, the wind is pretty powerful. I can feel it a little bit. 130. It's good stability, pretty good. It's quite stable. And I feel like I still have enough power. Even if I want to push it harder, I still like I have more than enough power to push it harder. But the wind, it's quite strong. Anyway, we have to go out of the highway now here. And right now the same thing, I don't have to use the brakes, just release the acceleration pedal and the car will regenerate all the energy back into the battery, and you can see right there. So the battery is like 60-70% right now, but it's also regenerate more right now in this moment. And when I press the brake, you can see the transition, it's quite good. You don't feel when it makes the transition. So those hybrid cars are improving every day, more and more and more and more. They become better and better. Like I remember first full hybrid cars, you can feel, you know, sometimes when it make that transition between the physical brakes and regenerative brake. Now these days, almost all the cars, all the new cars that I test these days, no matter of the manufacturer, seems to be pretty smooth. Now we drive only electric. Look at this. If you look in the front, this area here, low speed city, a little bit of traffic, only in electric mode, which is great. Which is great. You see, from the beginning when we get out of the highway until here, we drive only in electric mode. And of course you can deactivate this sound. If you go here to the MG Pilot and then you deactivate this, then you never heard, you can't hear it anymore. But you have to do it all the time. When you go inside the car, you start driving, you have to deactivate that speed limit warning if you don't want to hear it all the time, because it's annoying. Here it's, for example, 50 km/h speed limit, but in the dashboard it shows me 30 km/h. So sometimes it's confusing because the signs in some places are not so well placed, or they are not placed at all. So yeah, but you see here only in electric. All these small road 50 km/h we drive in electric, 100% electric. We are still driving in electric mode. And oh my goodness, look at this. And from here on we have some traffic, and we have some heavy traffic, not traffic. But the good part is that we have battery. How much battery we have? 80% battery, and the petrol engine is still running and charging the battery now. So really interesting, really interesting. The temperature, it's at the normal level now. It's good. How much consumption we have? Let's check. From start, 6.4 liter. Ooh, not bad, man. It's pretty good for the condition, for the cold, for the highway speed, wind from the front. Now we get some traffic. Let's see what kind of numbers we can get out of this traffic. To be honest, I didn't expect to have so much traffic around this area. I was expecting some traffic, but not so heavy like it is. Oh boy. At least it's pretty comfortable inside here, and it's enjoyable driving this car, and sitting in the traffic. It's also pretty fine. I see now now we drive only in electric mode. So you see now the petrol engine, it's running exactly what I told you. The petrol engine, it's running, but we are driving in electric mode, if that makes sense. The petrol engine sometimes can act only as a generator, but also can act like driving the wheels. It's such a smart system. It's one of the most interesting full hybrid system, and those hybrid systems these days, they are so complex. Many car manufacturers make different types of hybrids. They try different types of hybrids, and it's really interesting these days to see a lot of approaches until we made the full transition to electric cars, because finally that will come, probably when we'll broke this level of range autonomy. I think if there will be cars with 1,000 kilometer range, electric cars 1,000 kilometer range, man, I don't know, I don't see any reason why to not switching to full electric. And also the charging speeds these days on the charging stations are crazy fast, so you can charge the car extremely fast now. So in 20 minutes, 30 minutes, you make almost 80% in most of the electric car these days. So you just go to the charging station, you put it in, and then you just make a phone call, go to toilet, or eat something, or check your emails quick, and then the car, it's almost charged. But of course, if you're not ready for those kind of cars, and also I'm really curious because MG will come with an electric car. I think in the spring, in a few months, we'll see two types of new electric cars, which will be really interesting, at the same shape as this ZS, because ZS will not come anymore electric. They bring another new models, which is new model and models, which is great. I can't wait to test it and to see how it's work. Now here, of course, the consumption is go higher because we have this traffic and the climatic system it's on 6.8 liters, but this is quite heavy traffic. It's great because I know most of you want to know and want to find out how the car will react in these kind of conditions. So this is a pretty good test. Otherwise, good visibility around the windows, in the mirrors, perfect visibility, great grip. I really like this new style steering wheel. I hope they will keep this shape because I think it's gorgeous. The shape of the steering wheel, it's modern, it's nice. You have a great grip, plus you have such a good visibility through the steering wheel. Also here on the multimedia, it's pretty easy to find and adjust different settings. And by the way, guys, if you are in Romania, in Bucharest, if you wanna test drive this MG ZS, or if you wanna buy it, if you wanna see it, definitely check out Meet Motors. We will go there right now to give back the car. So I was thinking before I give back the car to make this consumption test, because I knew it's traffic at this time and I knew it will be perfect to test it out. And this is where we're going right now. Probably we need 1 hour to arrive there, but we will see. Also, I noticed that the navigation is loading quite fast. That's a good thing. We have here all the settings of the car, driving settings. The car comes with auto hold function, some shortcuts here. Yeah, it's totally one of the car that I recommend to go and check. It's one of that budget car which totally deserve your attention. You can see the wind. It's pretty windy on the flags there. I think you can also hear the flags that's moving. They make some noise. Yeah, that's the thing. It's not the perfect day to test the consumption, but it is a normal winter day. So basically it's totally fine. Right now we are still driving an electric. It's good that we didn't get traffic around here, but we will have a little bit more traffic ahead. Also, auto hold, it's engaging really easy. You don't have to press the pedal too much. It's also very smooth. Suspension pretty fine, even though the rear suspension are torsion bars. That means they are not independent, you know, like left and right. but it's fine. Most of the bumps is totally fine. Also pretty quick when you accelerate. The response is it's quite quick, which is great. It's definitely quite quick with the electric motor. Going down, recuperate the energy back into the battery right now. Yeah, the only thing that could be better is the sound insulation. I think that's the point that I would improve, but otherwise it's quite fine. Brakes, pedal, ride quality, relatively fine. What kind of consumption we have until now? 7.1 liter. It's a little bit higher because of that traffic. Of course, we still have battery, pretty much 70% battery, and yeah, inside also the climatic system, it's running on level 1, but it's quite good. The temperature inside the car, it's extremely fine. I don't feel like I need to change the climatic system. I just started in the beginning a little bit harder and then put it on level 1, and now it's working pretty fine. So yeah, it's quite good. Here we get some extra traffic again, some heavy traffic. This intersection, it's always crazy. You have to stay here for 10-15 minutes only on this intersection. I hope not this time, but yeah, definitely we'll stay for sure 10 minutes here. So sorry. So yeah, but it's fine. I mean, for the consumption test, it's great. We have 7.1 liters until here. And right now the petrol engine finally stopped completely, and finally we have 80% battery. So this is kind of for the first time when I see in this trip the petrol engine stop. The petrol engine was start in the beginning when we started the trip, and right now is for the first time when the engine is completely stop. So this, when I tested yesterday was much more warmer in the middle of the day, like 6 degrees or something like that, 7-8 degrees, and was most of the time off. But now in this trip we get it most of the time on, until here at least. But from now on I think we'll stay off more often, which that will also help a little bit with the consumption, which is great, because now it doesn't make any sense to work. And right now you see we start driving with electric. Now it start again, Not sure why it's this approach, probably because of the driving mode, but we are in eco. I don't want to change the eco mode. I want to leave it like that until the end of the trip. But the petrol engine is running, but we still drive with electric motor. And again, the petrol engine tried to charge the battery right now. It's really interesting, the approach, because I saw that most of the hybrid cars, they keep the battery between 20% and 80%, and I see that this ZS Hybrid Plus, it tends to keep the battery charge at 80% or around there, you know. So that's really interesting approach. So probably the car can anticipate that probably in the future you will drive at low speeds, and then you can use this energy. Yeah, I told you, this area here, we stay a lot of time in this traffic around here. If we put the energy on high, we will leave it on high for a while, because in the city here it's a little bit better if it's on high recuperation. We will use something like one pedal drive. One small disadvantage that I find out now, for example, the climatic system, it's on, and I feel a little bit of gases from other cars inside my cabin. Anyway, this is a truck around here and plenty of cars, a lot of pollution and traffic, and this car in the front has a lot of gases on those exhausts. It's pretty old car, and I feel the gases inside the car, and this is something that I wish to not feel. So you probably can buy a better filter, a better air filter, probably one more expensive, so it can filtrate a little bit better the air, but you still feel that those gases. What you can do is just turn from here the air to be only inside the cabin, right? So if it's only inside, it will kind of move around the air inside the cabin, so you won't feel those gases from around here. But that's something that you have to anticipate. You have to know that you go in the city, for example, you drive on the highway, and then you know you go in the city, you know you have traffic, then you definitely have to switch this in this position, because it's much better. So now when I switch it, it's definitely much better. I don't have any more gases inside the car. Now again, it's running pretty smooth, only in electric mode. So here probably super heavy traffic, super heavy. After this intersection, then we go right, and then will be a little bit better. But then we have a little bit more traffic, and then that's it. It's probably in 20 minutes we can arrive there. But yeah, this is a fantastic test. I didn't expect to have heavy traffic. Those are the worst condition ever. 7.5 liter until now with this type of conditions. Usually if I had a normal car like this one in the front there, like a pure petrol, pure diesel, probably I will get a much bigger consumption. I will have 9-10 liters on this trip without any problem. 100% I will have much bigger consumption. But yeah, now depend on so many factors. Also, I like so much this center console. It looks so expensive. So with a little bit of chrome, start stop button, electronic handbrake, the screen, the vents look great, soft material everywhere. I really like it. I think it's a fantastic design, fantastic layout, and for this price range, it's surprisingly the quality materials around here. It's quite good. So pretty nice. So sound insulation can be improved, and the climatic system, you have to pay attention to switch it to the interior because the filter can be better, so you can maybe change or find some high quality filter. And another thing is the steering wheel. You can adjust the steering wheel up and down, but you cannot adjust it forward, backward, so that's something to keep in mind. Otherwise, I don't have anything else to say bad or about the car. Everything else seems to be pretty good, and for this price range, it's just extremely good. That's why I told you it's one of the best budget car SUV that you can buy these days, no matter in which country you are, I guess. Yeah, we stay here. This intersection, I hate this intersection. It's so long. It's really so long. Now the petrol engine is still running. Usually now it shouldn't run. And we have the consumption even higher, 7.8 liters right now. And the battery, it's 90%. You see, it's almost full, the battery. It's almost charged at full level. So interesting approach. I didn't expect that. It tried to go as much as it can to 100%, so it can use the energy later. So it's interesting approach. The car will try to drive more in electric mode. So the approach is that we need to send as many energy in the battery and to try to drive as many as it can on electric motor. And this is interesting because the driving feeling, it's much nicer, it's much more smoother, but I'm not sure if this approach is good for the consumption and economy. I mean, you know, there are so many types of full hybrid, and all those full hybrids can be set up differently. Some of them, they are set up to keep the battery between 20 and 80%. Some of them, they are set up to keep the battery, you can see, charge as full as possible and then use the energy and drive in electric mode as much as possible. So many approaches, many interesting systems, and you definitely need time to understand them. And I think for me, 3 days that I get the cars, it's more than enough to drive it and to understand how they work. And it's a really interesting approach what they take with this ZS. I really like it. I think it's a great idea because you have that smooth driving all the time, because the car will drive in with electric motor most of the time, so you have that smooth drive, fast acceleration. It's a great approach. Now again, let's see, consumption, it's 8 liter. Oh my god, it goes too high. 17.8 kilometer. We did 40 minutes. Oh my god, 40 minutes for 18 kilometers. And the average speed 27 kilometer per hour, 8.1 liter. It goes high and high and high and high. So that's really bad. That's definitely quite bad. But it should get better after this intersection here, I hope. We start to have more traffic around here. there are cars from everywhere, so this area here it's not so good made. Probably they have to make another lane here and then make this crosswalk a little bit smaller and then extend this area here, because here are always cars, and always you stay like 15-20 minutes for this traffic stoplight. But I think the next green we can pass, and then it's good. Then we don't have too much traffic on the right side. The petrol engine is still running, still charging the battery. The good part is that the petrol engine is quite silent. You don't feel too many vibrations, and it's running relatively silent, which is a good thing. So finally some movement here. Yeah, here are also constructions that make the things even worse, even slower, and so on. So yeah, it's definitely complicated, but after that we can move a little bit better, so we don't have any more problem. So we can definitely drive. That's really good. Right now we should have some flow, and right now we drive in electric mode. This is the great part, that we are driving electric. Probably all these streets we will do in electric mode because we have plenty of battery. The petrol engine was charging the battery when we sit there. Usually it shouldn't, but I understand the approach right now. The approach is to drive as much as it can with the electric motor, and indeed it's extremely smooth, it's extremely pleasant. The ride, it's really good. You can see here, it's really interesting why this is on the street, so from 2 lanes it's just one, just because of that. The good thing is that we have some flow here, so we can definitely drive. That's a good thing. We have until here around 45 minutes drive, and we will have some extra traffic around here at the next intersection, so then we'll be much better. But yeah, the good thing is that we are just rolling and rolling, and that's a good thing. And all of this road we did only with electric motor, so yeah, most of the trip we drive with the electric motor, which is much more smoother and quicker. I think we have to go on the other lane, otherwise we will get stuck around here in the back. So now let's see the consumption. 7.9. Yeah, it's super worse from my point of view, because it's super worse condition and cold and windy, and we have like super heavy traffic. So usually you can get better consumption in perfect condition. I think you can get under the estimation, but for our trip, worst case scenario, this is the consumption. So usually if I had now a pure petrol car, pure diesel car, trust me, the consumption will be over 10 liters. 100% will be over 10 liters on the trip that we did right now with these super worse conditions. Imagine a lot of stops and go, stay in traffic, plenty of heavy traffic. And the battery, it's around 60% now. The petrol engine is running, but I don't even know when it's running, the petrol engine. I have to check there, because sometimes, like in this moment, you don't hear it. It's very silent. Yeah, to be honest, it's better than I was expecting. The system, the way it works much smoother than I was expect, much better. The brakes, pedals, regeneration, the transition between different driving modes, it's extremely good made. Where is it? 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 I think it's there. Okay, now it's good. I was thinking it's coming from that side. So now even if you drive like 60, 70, the car still drive with the electric motor. And now the petrol engine, it's rev on a little bit higher. It's helping right now, 17, but so we just arrived, guys. And by the way, if you are here in Bucharest, definitely check out Mid Motors. They have all models from MG here, the newest cars, HS, ZS, MG3 Hybrid Plus, the newest one, and more and more. And also they have from Kia some models. So yeah, definitely, guys, check them out. I want to find a parking lot. I think I will park for a while here to end up this video, and to check the consumption. Let me see, 8 liters, right? Yes, 8 liters. Worst traffic condition, highway, cold, super windy. Look at the flags, they are moving super strong. from my point of view, I think usually you will have much better consumption. But if I had a normal combustion engine on this trip, or diesel, no matter, petrol, I will have over 10 liters for sure. I know from my experience. But that was the video, guys. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you get some useful information from here. Don't miss out the full review with this car and the test drive, and I have some other videos with it. So I hope the video was useful. I hope you get some useful information from here. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Stay safe, and I see you soon in the next one. Bye, guys.